So first of all, wish you a Merry Christmas for 2025. It's a Christmas day today. And we had a Christmas retreat here at Santi Forest Monastery. And there was about 30 people who gathered here to celebrate the day in silence, in meditation, in building up good qualities, and also, as I suppose, having a good time as well. So we call the day a day of sweetness. Yeah, very appropriate for Christmas. We had Christmas cake too. And also for everybody who came, we also offered a very little gift. And that little gift just had some pieces of chocolate. But together with it, it also had a little quote card. And it said, "Presence is the sweetest present. Pause and savor the sweetness." Take a moment to reflect that. Yeah. Presence is the sweetest present we can give ourselves and others as well. But in order to enjoy the sweetness, we have to pause. That's when we can savor the sweetness. So a few days back, we had some people over for lunch offering. And usually after the meal, we offer a Dhamma talk. And how it usually works is I ask the people in the audience to ask a question or propose a subject. And one gentleman there said, "Can you please speak about how can you be nice to your wife?" This was his question. I asked, "Sir, how long have you been married for?" He said, 42 years. So not a newly wedded husband. This was, so he's still figuring out. It's very kind and nice of him to ask the question. He's probably tried out so many things. And even his wife didn't come for the lunch that day, probably for some reasons, I don't know. So he was asking how to be nice to your wife. And what came to my mind to speak about is sometimes what goes wrong in our relationship. It's not about husbands and wives, or wives and husbands, parents and children, people at work, all of our interpersonal relationships. Where do we really go wrong? Sometimes it is because we are unable to be fully present, right, with somebody. When fully present, to hear when somebody is speaking, to really hear, not just with your ears, but also with your eyes, with your whole body. You need to learn to listen, right? Because human beings, as I have said many times here, are very complicated. We think one thing, we open our mouth and say sometimes completely the opposite. And then we go ahead and do something yet different. And we do this for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it is because maybe the truth is too harsh, we think. The other person may not be able to take it. Or we want to just manipulate somebody or benefit from something. Whatever reason that is coming from defilements, we are unable to align the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we act. So therefore, in order to have very skillful, very efficient and effective communication, we also need to learn about how to listen properly. And in order to do that, we have to learn how to be present fully. So this reminded me of a very beautiful story from, I think, Tolstoy that Ajahn Brahm talks about. So I know the Ajahn Brahm's version of this story. And in this is the story about the emperor's 3 questions. Yeah. So there was this emperor going around meeting all kinds of spiritual leaders and teachers, wanting to find out some wisdom, something that is useful. So he had these 3 questions. He asked, who is the most important person? What is the most important time? And what is the most important thing to do? Good questions, isn't it? Really good question. Very simple. So the wise sage says, who is the most important person? Is it yourself? The wise sage says, the most important person is whoever who is in front of you. Yeah, so making the person in front of you the most important person. When is the most important time? Most important time is this present moment, right here, right now. That's the only time we have. That's the only thing that is real. Past has finished. It's just like a dream or a nightmare, whichever one. Future is yet to come. It's uncertain. Don't know. It's not here yet. Present is the only thing we have. And what is the most important thing to do? There could be so many things that we could be doing. But the wise sage's answer is to care. It's to care. So if you can remember these 3 things, the most important person is whoever is in front of you. The most important time is right now. And the most important thing to do is to care. Then we will do really well with our life. Our interpersonal relationships would be far better. We would also excel in our studies or work, but also in our meditation. This is exactly how we do meditation as well. So when you're meditating, who's in front of you? Yourself, right? And then to be present, fully present to this present moment, and to care for this moment. That's all the doing, and the rest actually happens. So quite powerful, and that is how we learn to pause in life and savor the sweetness that we have in every moment. Every moment is filled with this stillness, joy, peace, happiness, and bliss. It's just covered with all these dirty defilements. And that is why when we first stop, when we first pause, it may seem unpleasant. And that is why people just soon, very quickly, try to run into the past, run into the future, pick up the phone, do anything but be here. But if you are to persevere, just have some faith and confidence in the teachings of the Buddha. And if you just stay for a little while without interfering and learn how to allow things to be, soon things start to sweeten up. Yeah, soon you start to experience this stillness, this bliss that is available here. Because all our life we're running, we're chasing after something. Yeah, we are chasing after pleasant experiences, happiness, and peace. tiring ourselves entire life, how hard we have worked to get this happiness, and still quite unsatisfied, which is why we're still looking for it, still searching for it, still running here and there, wearying ourselves. But when we learn to stop, that is when happiness just arrives. So this also brings me to some reflections. Today being the Christmas day, I thought, what is the true spirit of Christmas? Living in a multicultural country like Australia, it is important to acknowledge and celebrate the different religions, the important days. And Christmas is globally a big day for many countries, for many people. And often what we see is all the beautiful lights and the decorations and the Christmas parties and the presents. But what is the true meaning, the spirit of Christmas? So I did a little simple search, and I'm happy with the answers I got, but I don't know how true they are, but they make sense to me. Christmas sounds like a very Buddhist affair to me, according to this, but you might know better. But anyway, whatever it is, these are the reflections that I would like to share. Some reflections on the Christmas day in the true spirit of Christmas. So Christmas is about selfless love and generosity, giving without expecting anything in return, whether that's a gift, time, attention, or forgiveness. A very beautiful thing, very close to my heart, something I think always talk about and practice myself, trying my very best to live up to this. So selfless love is metta, right? Selfless love is affection. And generosity is that dana, which is a starting point, opening up of the heart. And then Christmas is also about compassion and kindness, noticing others, especially those who are lonely, struggling, or forgotten, and choosing to care for these people. I have a lot of joy today in my heart, actually, having done this Christmas retreat. Many people who came here were here for the first time, people who I have never met. And these are people who were looking for something meaningful to do on the Christmas day. They were not feeling like doing the usual things of Christmas, what happens around, joining parties or being with family, eating and getting drunk or whatever people do. Instead, these were people who felt that they needed to be together with other spiritual people doing something meaningful, something peaceful on this day. And they all seemed like, that they needed that time here together. So being able to offer that opportunity for these people who wanted to be here today, I feel very happy inside of me. A lot of joy and happiness inside. And also, everybody here in the monastery, my mom helped to cook and serve, and everybody else was here raking the gardens, arranging the chairs, did so much to make it possible. And I think each one of them also have a lot of joy being able to do that. So compassion and kindness. Karuna, yeah, karuna is compassion. And karuna in action is called anukampa in Buddhism. So there are many things that go across religions, yeah. Compassion and kindness is also one of them. Before we talk about selfless love, generosity, compassion and kindness. These are shared good qualities, beautiful things that we all cultivate and needs to celebrate. Another thing that the Christmas is about is hope and renewal. The belief that light can exist even in dark seasons and that things can begin again is quite a helpful reflection right now for us, especially who's in Sydney, where we had some very unfortunate incidences in the Bondi incident. But also there have been some cyclones in Southeast Asia, many people got affected. But globally also, these quite uncertain times, wars, financial difficulties, many, many things are happening. Even post-COVID darkness is still there underlying people and their mental health and things like this. So even at a time like this, there is no point complaining about the darkness. It's better to light a candle, a light of wisdom, plant a seed of wisdom so that it can grow and blossom and bring some sweet fruit in the future. So hope and renewal. Yeah, this is also about conditionality, putting in the right causes, and then good conditions will come. Whatever we are experiencing right now is because of what went before, right? So when we understand that, then we know what we need to do. And then another thing about Christmas is togetherness and peace, reconciling, reconnecting, and valuing people over possessions. A very important thing to remember. Yeah, people are more important than things. But also reminds me it's always more important to be kind than correct. Yeah, not to hurt people, not to harm people, and find skillful ways to deal with situations. And then Christmas invites us to remember what is born when the heart grows still. Sounds very Buddhist to me, but anyway, quite beautiful reflection. Christmas invites us to remember what is born when the heart grows still. Not excitement, not excess, but tenderness, humility, and willingness to begin again. Beautiful reflection. At its core, Christmas is about presence, about showing up for one another with open hands and softened hearts, even when the world feels fractured or tired. The beautiful thing to remember, not just on Christmas, but always, yeah? Showing up for one another with open hands and soft hearts. Beautiful qualities to be developed lifelong, right? But Christmas time, especially, it's a time to remember. And this is followed by New Year, so we can have good resolutions, whatever that goes to your heart with these reflections. Well, you can make few good choices, things that you would want to try out, give priority to, and see what happens, what that brings for you, how much you can grow in your spiritual journey, because all of these things also apply in the Buddhist path as well. The true miracle of Christmas is not what appears in the sky, but what awakens within us. Another very beautiful, beautiful reflection. But it awakens within us only if we allow it to. If we are here, mindfully present, then we can be sensitive to and allow beautiful things to awaken within us. A renewed capacity for kindness, forgiveness, and trust in goodness. Beautiful things. We can add many more things, but this is good enough already to think about. In a season filled with lights, Christmas gently points us inward to the quiet light that does not flicker, compassion that asks for nothing in return. Another very beautiful reflection. Yeah, the quiet light that doesn't flicker, which is the compassion. Yeah, compassion comes unconditionally. It's a beautiful time. It's a very appropriate time in the world to bring this up in our heart. Christmas reminds us that love often arrives quietly, not with force or grandeur, but as a small, steady warmth that grows when it is cared for. So this is about this sharing, caring, families coming together, the affection expressed through kind words, gestures, gifts, things like this. Yeah, this all matters if we actually only give meaning rather than just doing these things habitually, just automatically, or without knowing why we do what we do. But if we add meaning to it, any kind of meaning, beautiful spiritual things, many things can be added to this day or to any day, really. And when we do that, our heart grows in the right direction. To honor Christmas is to choose gentleness in a harsh world. It sounds like right intention, yeah? Non-harm, non-ill will, and non-cruelty. So it's gentleness, yeah? Ajahn Brahm says, make peace, be kind, be gentle. It's his version of right intention. Yeah, so choosing right intention when times are difficult in your life, in the world. Perhaps the greatest gift of Christmas is the pause it offers. It's holiday, right? It's a day you all just, spend together and enjoy. And, for many of us, I'm sure there are many others who are working, and I'm glad for the people who are also working. Especially today, I got news that one of our nuns just had a fall, had an injury, and ended up in the emergency. I just got the call just not long ago. So I was very glad for all the doctors in the hospital and the emergency who looked after her. So, so there are, even though it is Christmas Day, there are many, many people still working, really covering up for other people as well. So also, it's a beautiful moment to express our gratitude, our blessings, and share merits, kindness, goodwill, selfless love, all of these things we can share with all these people who are also working this day, looking after people in need and the services, the essential services that has to continue on, whether it's Christmas or not. And then Christmas is an invitation to be a refuge for one another, to become through our words and actions a place where others feel safe, seen, and held. So in this occasion, when it comes to understanding this with Buddhist ways, it's about the virtue, yeah? Keeping our virtue, being somebody who's trustworthy, somebody who is harmless, somebody who is kind, somebody who is peaceful. All of these are born from our virtue. It's a really beautiful, beautiful gift. And it actually offers a true refuge as well. It's a protection for others when we are in this way, yeah? When we are a trustworthy person, honest person, kind, gentle, harmless person, you are a refuge for the people around you, which is great as well. Normally, we talk about refuges as Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. But it is also nice to know, being a virtuous person, you also provide a form of refuge here and now to the people around us. It's a beautiful gift that we can offer ourselves and to others. So these are just a few things that I just wanted to share. It's not a few, it's quite a lot. A lot of different reflections, beautiful reflections, just triggering a seed in your heart for next week. Next Thursday is going to be New Year's Day. Again, we have a retreat here. So if you haven't registered, I'm sure we can squeeze you in. You can come along. If not, you can still join us on Zoom. I will still endeavor to give a talk on the New Year's Day as well. But it is about what we want to, how we want to renew ourselves. What changes can we do to make some progress? Yeah, so just these are just a few little beautiful things that I wanted to share. And the last one was about this virtue. And in one of the Dhammapada verses, I think it's 348, the Buddha says, the sweetest fragrance is the fragrance of virtue. It's like a fragrance. It's a sweet fragrance. And it is the only fragrance that can blow against the wind. All other fragrances are carried with the wind. But the fragrance of virtue can even go against the wind and can blow in all directions at all times. It's beautiful because that's how it is, right? To be around somebody who's virtuous, somebody who's trustworthy, kind, gentle, speaks words that goes to the heart. These kind of people, you feel really, like beautiful, fragrant. You want to hang around them. I feel like I want to keep them in my pocket. That's how I usually feel. And I'm with these kind of people. Really nice, right? Really beautiful thing. So it's because we're talking about a day of sweetness. So that's why that Dhammapada verse came to my mind. And another very beautiful sutta that I would like to read out is from the Udanas. This is in Udana 2:10, and it is called with Badya. I'll read out a short sutta, and then we can talk a little bit about it. So I have heard at one time, the Buddha was staying near Anupiya in a mango grove. Now at that time, Venerable Badya, son of Kaligodha, even in the wilderness, at the foot of a tree, or in an empty hut, dwelling frequently, expressed this heartfelt sentiment. Oh, what bliss! Oh, what bliss! Several mendicants heard him and thought, without a doubt, Venerable Badya leads the spiritual life dissatisfied. It is when, recalling the pleasures of royalty he formerly enjoyed as a layperson, that even in the wilderness, at the foot of a tree, or in an empty dwelling, he frequently expresses his heartfelt sentiment. Oh, what bliss! Oh, what bliss! So this Venerable Badya used to be a king before, right? And he realized, the unsatisfactoriness of kingly life and became a monk. So So just to know who he was. Then those mendicants went up to the Buddha, bowed, sat down to one side, and told him what was happening. So the Buddha addressed one of the monks, "Please, monk, in my name, tell the mendicant Bhaddya that the teacher summons him." "Yes, sir," that monk replied. He went to the Bhaddya and said to him, "Reverend Bhaddya, the teacher summons you." "Yes, Reverend," Bhaddya replied. He went to the Buddha, bowed down, and sat to one side. The Buddha said to him, "Is it really true, Bhaddya, that even in the wilderness, at the foot of a tree, or in an empty dwelling, you frequently express this heartfelt sentiment? Oh, what bliss! Oh, what bliss!" And Venerable Bhaddya says, "Yes, sir." "But why do you say this?" And Venerable Bhaddya says, "Formerly, as a layperson ruling the land, my guard was well organized, within and without the royal compound, within and without the city, and within and without the country. But although I was guarded and defended in this way, I remained fearful, scared, suspicious, and nervous. But these days, even when alone in the wilderness, at the foot of a tree, or in an empty hut dwelling, I am not fearful, scared, suspicious, or nervous. I live relaxed, unruffled, surviving on charity, my heart free as a wild deer. It is for this reason that even in the wilderness, at the foot of a tree, or in an empty dwelling, I frequently express this heartfelt sentiment. Oh, what bliss! Oh, what bliss! Then, understanding this matter, on that occasion, the Buddha expressed this heartfelt sentiment. So, this is from the Buddha. "They who hide no anger within, passed beyond any kind of existence, happy, free from fear and sorrow, even the gods can't see them." So this Bhaddya is a fully enlightened being, is what the Buddha is saying. And he's experiencing, the bliss of this total, complete renunciant life, free of not only the possessions, not only your attachments, not only your knowledge, but all of your defilements are also gone. All of the hindrances are also gone. The mind is well purified, clear, and unconfused. So that is why he's saying, "Oh, what bliss! Oh, what bliss!" So this is what can happen when we pause. So this is the sweetness of being present that he's experiencing, right? This is the sweetness that is available to each one of us when we learn to pause, when we learn to stay present here and now. Just stop, and everything happens. Rather, everything disappears, and you experience bliss. So beautiful, beautiful reflection on the Christmas day, to remember to pause and savor the sweetness. Presence is the sweetest present. So that's the little talk I like to share for today. And you are all very welcome to offer or ask any questions.
I might say something. I have that. I think the question that the person asked. We all in the family life, we all need to improve the suacha quality, and as you have explained in that previous Dhamma talk on Metta Sutta, which is we are practicing. We are different levels of, that we all are having. I think that I'm also very conscious on that one and try to improve that quality.
Yes, it is.
That your guidance actually have given us new way of thinking. How to improve that quality.
Yeah, I'm trying it myself. I also have a long way to go developing suacha, means somebody who is easy to speak to, somebody who can listen, yeah, somebody who is gentle in their nature and who can receive advice, who can really hear when people speak. So this quality of listening is really essential because the most of us are quite good at expressing ourselves, not necessarily skillfully, but it's also another quality to be able to express ourselves skillfully, but equally important also to be able to listen. Yeah, how to be nice to your husband or your wife or to your children. It's a really beautiful thing to reflect because
Absolutely.
yeah, because often we think that we know what they need. We think that we know what will make them happy. So we go ahead, right ahead and do it. And then wonder why they're not happy yet. And where did things go wrong? The thing is, sometimes it is important that we ask. But when we ask again, still, it's not just to listen with the ear, saying, darling, what shall we do for your birthday? Oh, no need to do anything, no need to do anything, they will say. But when the whole body is screaming out, oh, please take me out for dinner. I, I would like a nice whatever, people like. But, they would say with words something opposite to what they really want. So we need to be able to be sensitive to also understand. And this is difficult. This is not easy because human beings are very tricky. But as long as we know that we are trying our best, that is really important. Yeah.
Good that question that gentleman the person who has asked, because our anniversary also in another couple of days time, 35 years, and but still we are learning, and we learning, and understanding, our weakness, and
Yeah.
how to do that one.
Yeah, because we are changing, right? We are changing and they are changing. We're constantly changing. So we have to really update, and understand the changing natures of people. And we have to be willing to change our perceptions because we think we have figured people out and we know who they are. But we don't. And we think we know who we are, and we don't. We also change. This is Buddha's teachings, 101, yeah? The tilakkhana, the three characteristics of change, impermanence, non-self nature of all of these things. So we need to be able to change our perceptions. I mean, for most family people, you have your spouse and your children, but for us monastics, we have a whole, a whole monastery. I mean, at Santi, we are only few, but when we are back at Dhammasara, there's 18 of us. It's a big family. And they're all not the same background as well, right? People speaking 7, 8 different languages, different cultural backgrounds, educational backgrounds. And we are also, walking the path, trying to make changes. And sometimes people have breakthroughs, sometimes people have breakdowns. Yeah. So people are changing. And when we just meet and we think, oh, I figured out all the nuns, I haven't. Yeah. So we need to also learn to change our perceptions. People change. So it is always good to build up that awareness, that sensitivity to understand people. Some people are quite good at this. I recently learned about this word called empath. Yeah, there's a psychopath in one end of the spectrum. Other end is the empath. And people who have that empath chemistry in their brain, they are naturally very sensitive to other people. They understand and in tune with other people and also seem to know what to do. And that's great. There's good plus and minus of this every trait, but it's not for everybody. So we need to develop certain skills to be able to be nice to people. But nice for the right reason, right? Not nice because you have ulterior motivations. Nice for the sake of being nice and kind, because it's the right thing to do. That's the reason you want to be nice. Yeah, so important. But also to remember that we can't always be nice to everybody and live up to everybody's expectations, because everybody around us wants us to be somebody else. And if we try to be, we will be thoroughly confused and exhausted, because one person wants you to be strong and brave. The other person wants to be gentle and kind. Another person wants to be sweet. The other person wants to be courageous and talkative. So it's all opposite traits are expected of us by different people. All these people that matter to us, right? But we can only be who we are at the time. And all we can do is change qualities or gently veer towards wholesome qualities, good qualities, build up these qualities. Like in the Karunika Sutta, there are these 14 qualities that the Buddha mentions. When they come to maturity, you are a fully enlightened being. So it's nice to know what these qualities are. And these are some of the qualities that are worthwhile building up, whether people around us want them or not, because they are of benefit. But if you also try to be nice, just to be a nice person, the goody goody, that is also dangerous, because then that comes from a sense of self. And that could be, I'm the nice guy. And that's also not that helpful. But just to be nice and good and kind and do the right thing, but also allowing yourself to be who you are. This is also really important in relationships. Otherwise, people feel very oppressed and very tired trying to be somebody else for the other people. That's not also correct. That's not also true. So we need to find this balance, learn to communicate, and then we are through that. Complicated, but good for the practice. We all need a challenge, don't we? So it's a good challenge to take up these things rather than other challenges.